Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Witty Comic Book Roundup. We've made it through all of these Marvel books, as well as some of this week's DC books. Now it's time to wrap things up with this week's Batman books. Kicking things off, we've got Batman's World's Finest, number 20. Kicking off a brand new story arc, though it spins out of one of the first arcs from the series. Back in the second arc, Batman and Superman came upon a young boy who was the last survivor of another Earth. His parents put him in. His scientist parents put him into a ship that would take him to another Earth, and he ended up on Earth 1 or Earth 0, whatever it's called right now. But Superman took him under his wing, basically making him his sidekick, and however, after a traumatic kidnapping by the Joker, the ship that brought David, the young boy, to Earth 1, 0, whatever, well, it turned back on and took David to another Earth, Earth 22, where it was shown, which is the Earth that Mark Waid and Alex Ross's landmark story Kingdom Come takes place on. And David was shown to be destined to grow to become Magog. So the issue begins. Barry Allen, the Flash, is basically cataloging the multiverse. He frequently runs through and basically sees what a lot of it is just about curiosity. What's different on other Earths? We see some various realities. The Earth from Batman the Animated Series, Thrill Killer, the gender flipped Earth. I don't remember if there's a specific name for it, but yeah. Dark Knights of Steel, Gotham by Gaslight, Red Sun, Batman Beyond, even it looks like Flashpoint. But he ends up running past Earth 22, mainly Earth 22 Flash. He sees Wonder Woman, he sees Green Lantern, Red Robin, and what seems to be Magog. In Gotham, Batman, Robin, and Superman are dealing with a bunch of Wonder Woman's villains. Cheetah, Dr. Poison, a couple others. When the Flash shows up, deals with them, and explains that he's got good and bad news. He found Boy Thunder, but something's very wrong. Barry makes a modified version of the Cosmic Treadmill. Batman and Superman use it, arriving on Earth 22, though they're out of phase. They see older versions of themselves standing over 3 open caskets. Blue Beetle, Power Girl, and Ray. All dead. Superman says their counterparts must be devastated when Bruce points out that they're in a cemetery. As far as the eye can see, graves. Graves with the names of superheroes. Judo Master, Peacemaker, Alloy, Elongated Man, Black Canary, various others. Even Red Robin. They're taken once again by the treadmill catching glimpses of what happened. Before arriving closer to what will be the present at this point for Earth 22. Batman suggests that rather than talk to that or Superman, may not be as accommodating as the primary Superman. So they go to hiding in civilian clothes. They go to planet Krypton, basically Planet Hollywood, but for superheroes, and run by Booster Gold because, of course. But while there, Clark does bring up some important some important stuff for Bruce brings up some important things for Clark to think about. If they're able to find Boy Thunder and bring him back to their Earth, what's the living situation going to be? Sure, David stayed at Clark Kent's place while Superman went out of town, but it's not a good long-term solution. With Bruce adding that it wasn't easy for him to just say, "Oh yes, I'm adopting Dick Grayson as my ward." A lot of it came down to the Wayne family name and strategic donations and endowments. He adds that he's rich and can bend the rules. While at the Clark is at the moment thinking just what could, you know, clearly the Superman of that Earth can't be that great if he let something like that happen. But he finds that using his X-ray vision, Clark finds the Justice League casebook as well as a few encyclopedias. Apparently, at this point at least, Earth 22 has never heard of the multiverse. Something happens outside, and Bruce and Clark suit up and go to check it out. A villain named Adam Master is taking on Thunderman. Superman is incapacitated by some quick like kryptonite radiation. Then Thunderman nearly kills Adam Master, but is stopped by Batman and Superman. But Thunderman notes something that the duo said. We have one of you at home. And Thunderman reveals himself to be David. Grown up. Thrilled to see Superman. So you can attack Superman. And that is where the issue ends. The origin of Magog. Yeah, I mean, I know I keep saying it, but seriously, World's Finest is one of the best books DC's putting out, by far. And it just keeps getting better. Moving on to our next book, though, we've got Catwoman number 58, continuing Gotham War. Where we left off, Batman had basically turned his back on all of his allies, even Damian, who had made a point of staunchly staying by his father's side, and seemed to be all but ready to give up his identity just to, you know, if for nothing else than just to spite the rest of the Bat family. While he had basically turned basically gotten rid of all of the aggression and tried to turn Jason into a normal, productive member of society. However, Catwoman came to find him after the most recent attack. She explains that she's worried about him, but there's an explosion. Multiple explosions, in fact. They land in an alleyway, nearly embracing. Marquise calls Catwoman needing to talk, but Catwoman shows up, is introduced to who Marquise truly is, Scandal Savage, as well as once again reacquainted with Scandal's father, Vandal Savage, who explains there are 3 objects that, when combined, basically all forged from the meteorite that gave him his immortality. This leads to a Catwoman basically tells Savage to stick it and gets her head cut off. Scandal's not happy, but however, it's not Catwoman. It's Lady Clayface. Later, Vandal meets with Black Mask, Firefly, Two-Face, Professor Pig, Calendar Man, and the Ventriloquist, and Scarecrow. Basically, they're going to retake the city. Those who stand with them will get basically get what there is of Batman's arsenal. Of course, Savage is using them, basically saying, "Let them be my infantry and think themselves generals." Jason is trying to pull his head together. The child in one of the buildings at Firefly is blown up, and Jason goes to rescue them. Meanwhile, Catwoman steals one of the artifacts that Savage is looking for, ends up facing Scandal. With Catwoman saying that she knew she'd made too many friends lately, and at least one of them had to be full of shit. Selena goes to the brownstone, convinces Bruce to help her find Jason. They manage to get him and the child he's trying to save out of the burning building. With Catwoman's going to explain that Vandal has a plan of his own behind everything going on, adding that Scandal is in play as well. With Batman adding that the only way this ends is if they share everything they know, all 3 of them. Meanwhile, residents of the building are arguing with the police when Two-Face, Black Mask, Killer Moth, Firefly, Mad Hatter, Professor Pig, and the Ventriloquist all show up. Black Mask and Ventriloquist both done up like wearing what appears to be bat-style armor over their normal outfits, or bat suits of a sort over their normal outfits. And that is where the issue ends. What's all that's left of the Gotham War is the conclusion of the Red Hood series, followed by the Scorched Earth one-shot that concludes the story. I'm liking the story so far. I'm glad that Batman's starting to see sense, though there's still a 0 problem. But anyways, moving on to our next book, we've got Nightwing number 107. Where we left off, Captain Blood, the quartermaster of the Hold, had been killed by Heartless, though the Hold itself had been moved. We open with a flashback to when Dick Grayson was going by Rick Grayson after becoming amnesic after getting shot in the head. Well, his girlfriend at that time, B, it turns out is Captain Blood's daughter. But Nightwing is put into the brig, deals with various members of with various crew members already in there, but is then pulled out, and it's basically explained that B is aware that B also makes it clear that she knows that, yes, Dick Grayson is Nightwing. But there's a slight problem. She has a brother, Captain Blood's natural born son, and, well, he's pretty terrible, and he thinks he should take over the Hold and all the family business. Nightwing changes clothes. Barbara looks up Dirk Blood, and yeah, he's pretty terrible. Dick ends up coming out dressed like a romance novel cover. But one of the crew falls overboard. Dick goes to rescue him, but for whatever reason, he freezes. But B asks him if there's anyone looking through his mask, and that for the time being, it needs to just be him. So he sends a message to Babs, and his mask is tossed off the ship as they head to the city at the end of the world. That's where our A story ends. We have a backup story, continuing Emo Buddy. The last part, Dick Grayson is being followed by a group of mercenaries. First, seeing him hanging out with Cass and Steph. Now, following him to the Lowdown Tavern, where he's having a beer with Jason. The Muscle busts in, the group known as the Three Bears. Dick and Jason take down the Three Bears a little bit violently. So there's some bones broken. And their employer is left with a note. The Three Bears are down. They need medical assistance. Dick Grayson knows who he is and what he wants, and that their employer should stop now before he gets hurt. That is where the issue ends. The eighth story is getting interesting. It should be noted also there was a mysterious package that Rick Grayson was given that was for Dick Grayson, which was being kept in the hold. He forgot all about it, and, well, he's decided to find out what it is. Moving on, though, to our last one for the week, we got Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder, number 4. Continuing the anthology series. Our first story is Harley Quinn and the Seven Sidekicks. Harley gets herself some sidekicks of various degrees of craziness. They all have fun with each other, fun together. But Harley tries to say, "Hey, look, we can't all be, sometimes, just because we all like our, just we can be a little crazy doesn't mean we have to, there aren't moments of calm, like trying to do the crossword puzzle, except when there's some weird word added in, like kazoo." The one who seems more interested in being a psychiatrist, well, Harley gets her name wrong, and so she leaves too. So Harley tries working a crossword puzzle, crumbles it up, throws it out the window, and blasts it with a rocket. As one does. Next up, we've got A Voice Traveling. While at one of Gotham's finer restaurants with Bud and Lou, a schoolmate of Harley's comes to see her. Apparently, the bully from their time in med school is now a higher up member of Gotham's underworld, referred to him simply as the Dawn. He got arrested, and she was supposed to see if he should go to Arkham or Blackgate. And however, before she could get there, the Dawn escaped. So Harley went after him, basically get some revenge. This is the guy who bullied her in college, Beats the hell out of the Dawn and his men, though it seems quite likely that the men and also some of his henchmen also end up shooting each other. And Harley's schoolmate says, yes, he's definitely Arkham material. And finally, we have Golden Years. An elderly Harley is watching her soaps one day. Tower goes down. So she suits up and, arthritis isn't really like dragging a big mallet around. But she can still swing it quite well, and then steals a bike to get to the cable state, to the TV studio in town, where she ends up face to face with a big old alien. Totally not a xenomorph. Any similarities to such a creature are purely coincidental. But I wanted to broadcast something. She leads it to the studio, impersonates a director, acts out the soap. And then the military shows up to take the creature, and, the issue ends with Harley getting to enjoy her soaps again. These have been, a lot of fun. The different art styles are also a nice touch. But anyway, that is going to do it for this week. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.